you're all able to hear me and view my screen. If there is any audio problem, please let me know right away. Can any one of you give me a ping whether you're able to hear me clearly? Okay, thank you so much for the acknowledgement. Let's begin. So I am sure you're all here for a demo of your Oracle applications training. So what we will be seeing today is just an overall view of what Oracle EBS is and what you will learn in this training, how this training is going to help you. I'll not take much of your time. So we'll see a few things in the instance itself so that you have an idea of how the application works. I think you people have some background to ERP. So Oracle Applications is an ERP solution that is provided by Oracle. Something like SAP or your JD Edwards or PeopleSoft or any other ERP that is available in the market. Oracle Applications is also one such ERP. The difference is that Oracle Apps is very intelligent, very extensive, and flexible. So flexible to an extent, not completely flexible. It is because of its wide business requirements. It is being preferred by many large-scale manufacturers and banks or various types of consumers use Oracle applications. You know how hot it is in the market to be an Oracle apps technical resource or functional resource or techno-functional resource. So always people prefer someone who is techno-functional when they take a person for a technical job, because they expect the person to be aware of the functional knowledge as well, not being purely technical or not being purely functional. So that's why we have trained this course to be a mix of both technical and functional as they go hand in hand. It's not possible to understand the one without the other. Your technical is your background, functional is your front end, how things are working, how each form is connected to the other, what is the flow, and how it is going to affect the tables. So that is how we are going to learn in this training. It will not be a pure PPT oriented session. It will be mostly both practical as well as your theoretical, so that you can get the maximum out of this training. Now coming to Oracle applications, it is a three-tier architecture where you have a desktop and a database for the front end and the back end. In the middle you have the application tier where various services are running, various servers are located, like your application server, web server, forms server. Everything is being located there. So at many point you're not able to follow me and my audio is not clear, please give me a message, okay? So in the middle tier you have your various services that are running. In Oracle applications, the front end is fully designed with Oracle Forms. So they are thinking of moving everything to Fusion middleware, which is the next level. Now everything is working on your forms. So you have form services to run that and a web services. There is a concept called Concurrent program in Oracle EBS. It is nothing but a standard PLSQL program which is scheduled to run at a particular date and particular time, whether repetitively or only once. You can schedule a program to run at the time you want it to run. One practical example I can give is usually in the banks they would run the journal posting programs in the midnight when there is no call to your service. They would run all your journal posting programs and reconciliation of the accounts. Everything would happen in midnight. So it's not necessary a person should sit and do all the programs. You have your concurrent programs. You can just schedule them at what time they have to run and what schedule of dates and to whom the notification to be sent in case of an error and what action is to be taken. Everything you can configure. So concurrent program is the heart of Oracle applications. All your functionality is implemented with the help of concurrent program. Concurrent program you have as a standard program which is given by Oracle Labs. You call it as the APIs. Otherwise, you can build your own PLSQL program, write a piece of package, and you can make it as a concurrent program and schedule it to run. So you can make it custom built totally. You can customize your existing, or you can have your standard API as such. So when you log in into our Oracle applications, your homepage is going to look something like this. So I'll try logging in and I'll show you how a user can be created, how a user can be linked to a responsibility, what is a responsibility. Few basic things will be seen today so that you get an idea of how Oracle applications is going to work. Okay. So I'm going to a remote desktop connection. I believe you will be able to see my screen there as well. So when it comes to Oracle applications, there is no installing of software in your local machine and you can use Oracle applications. It will be hosted on a server and you will be given a URL which you have to go to your Microsoft Internet Explorer and go to that particular URL. So in this case, I've been given a URL. Now I've come to that home page. This is your Oracle applications login page. Here you can see a username and password is available. Now I'll be logging in with the username and password, and once I log in, I'll go and show you how this username was created, which means how you can create users, how you can alter them, things like that. That is the basic, because you need to create a user to log in. Once you log in, like generally if I say, all the user need not see everything. Okay, if I'm a sales user, I need to see only stuffs and pages related to sales. Or if I'm a financial person, I need to see only pages or forms that are related to financials. So to implement this concept, Oracle Apps has come up with the concept of responsibility. You see here, right? Please select a responsibility. Each of these folders you see here is called a responsibility. Under a responsibility, you will have all the related forms grouped together. So you can imagine this as a grouping of your common objective related forms. For example, now if I say, let me take a general ledger responsibility. Okay, so all the operations which a general ledger manager or a general ledger user or a technical person, if they log in, what all would be procured is grouped under your general ledger responsibility. Now I clicked on general ledger responsibility and I see all the forms of the options related to it. Like I can import the journals, I can define journals, I can generate journals, I can schedule when the journals are to be posted, I can do reconciliation, I can make budgets, I can define the budgets, schedule the budgets. If I want to set up currencies, I can do reports, any reports related to your general ledgers and your financial setup. So this, I'm showing this to make you understand that what is a responsibility and how things are grouped under a responsibility. So when you want to use a particular form, the first thing you must know is under which responsibility that particular form is going to be available. So say you want to create an order and book it, you should be able to know under which responsibility a particular order form will be available. So you would generally query for a responsibility containing the name order. By you can just play around with your common sense. So when you query, you would have a responsibility called order management user or order management super user. When you go to that particular responsibility, you will see your order creation form. So let me show you here for an order. Okay, here I have not added the order creation. So let's say HR, you want to add an employee, you want to approve a leave of an employee or something like that. You would know it will be related to your HRMS module. So this is the grouping of your responsibility and forms related to the responsibility. Now I have logged in as a user called operations. What I have done, I've linked so many responsibilities. Each of this folder is a responsibility. I have linked all of these responsibilities to the user called operations. Okay, so you can create any user and you can link whatever responsibilities you want to link with them. Now let's go and see how this user operations was created and where you are going to link this responsibilities to that particular user. So generally when you say creation of users, adding responsibilities, by our general knowledge we will say all these will be done by a system administrator. So let's check if there is a responsibility called system administrator. So ideally only he should be able to do all this creation of user steps. So here I see your system administrator. Okay, so I'm clicking on the system administrator. I will see all the forms and options related to a system administrator. Okay, so let's ignore all this. There are so many things a system administrator can do. We'll just come to whether a user can be created. That is our aim. So if you see, there is a heading called security user. And under that you have two forms, defining a user, monitoring a user. And next heading you have security responsibility define. So when you want to create a new responsibility, you can create here. And you can add that to your new user. Now let's go to the user. I'm clicking user define. Okay, once you come by clicking any form, this is the form introductory screen which you will see. This will say you are in the navigator on the top level. First line says that you are in the responsibility called system administrator, and all this plus icon is like a logical grouping of the related forms inside a particular responsibility. Instead of just throwing every forms linearly, they have grouped it under certain categories. Suppose you don't know what form is available where and you are new to Oracle Labs, what you can do is if you give collapse all, okay, this will collapse all the forms, all the okay. When I gave here my plus plus, all the forms under a particular heading have been listed here. See? So if you are unaware of what you are looking for, you can expand everything, and now you can go and search what you want to, which form you want to see. So I know under which heading it is. Security, under security I have the user screen. Under that I have defining and monitoring a user. I'm clicking on define. Now I'm collapsing everything. Now again it's arranged under the headings. So under security and the user, I have the define page. So this is the screen where you will actually define your user. Before defining a new user, let's see how the user with which we logged in, that is the user operations, how it was defined. I'm going to search for your operations user. Okay, so it says the username is operations, the person associated is stock mispat and his email, fax. So it is effective from this date to this date. So this is a very important field. When you go to your tables, you will always have an effective date from and effective date to column in almost many tables. When you give a date to effective date to, suppose I'm giving till tomorrow, this user will be effective only till tomorrow. After that, though the user name and every detail is existing, he will not be available. He will be disabled. So the effective to date is a very important point to note. And when you want to say for this particular user, what is the timeline you have to set for password expiration? Say after 30 days you want the user to change the password, you can select days and give number of days as 30. Now I don't want to set any limit on the password expiration. I'm giving nothing. So you have defined the user. You can give a password here. Now if I give a new password, my old password will be overwritten. Okay, the status is active. This you cannot change because when you give your effective dates, automatically Oracle Labs will manipulate and change the status. In this page, you can see that there are three tab kind of. So the first one is direct responsibilities, which means to this user, how many direct responsibilities you can add. All that when I logged in, you saw n number of responsibilities, right? All that were added under this page. So I showed you, I logged in through the system administrator and I showed you general ledger. So ideally they should be available under this user. Only so I follow me. Am I clear in audio as well as explaining the concept? Because I don't have any feedback. I assume you people are able to follow. Okay. Here, what I'll do is we'll search whether we have responsibilities which I showed you. See, I showed you general ledger when I logged into the home page. So that is available, but the effective date is given here. So it is not that which we saw, but we saw Vision Operations USA. So that is available here. Only because of this responsibility, I was able to see that in the home page and I was able to access all the forms under GL. This is how you define a user. You link a responsibility. Now say I want to add a responsibility here. Okay, I want to add it. Then I go to the last line. I can click on a new line and then add it. So many responsibilities are available under this user. I'm just going through to the last line to show you how many were there. I'm clicking here, giving a tab. So I have a new line created now. This yellow color is enabling me to input a new value into the responsibility name field. I'm clicking on the three dots. Here when I give find, when you give just percentage, everything will be listed. Let's say I want to see things related to order. Okay, I have all responsibilities related to order management. Okay, let's say order management super user. Order management super user Vision Operations USA. let's add this responsibility. This responsibility has already been assigned to this user. Please enter a different responsibility. So you will be automatically, you will get an error message like this. And now, okay, I don't want to add this line. If I want to delete it, here these are the various icons which are available. Your cut, copy, paste, edit, clear record will clear that particular row. So I have cleared it. And if you want to save all your changes, you just click save here, the floppy icon. This is how you are going to create a user. So we logged in with the operations user. We saw how things are created under it. And one more thing I told you was the concurrent programs. So let's see how concurrent programs are. This is a concurrent manager. With this screen, you'll be able to manage your concurrent programs. Name how many are running, how many are pending, what is the target, how many resulted in error, what is the status, everything. Now say we are in PO document approval. I'll go and see how many requests have been placed here. So nothing as of now. How many processes? Okay. So it may seem Greek and Latin to you. I'm just showing you these to have a look and feel of the Oracle apps. Okay, it's not very difficult once you understand the concepts clearly. How I navigated all that, you forget it. You just see how things are in place in Oracle applications. So when you go to a concurrent manager, it will help you manage all the concurrent programs that are running. At a time, there may be thousands of programs running, right, from various modules. Suppose a very large business concern has implemented nearly 15-20 modules. In financials, some 100 programs will be running. In order management, some 30-40 will be running. How do I know what program is completed or whether it resulted in error, whether the job completed successfully? All that you can manage with your concurrent managers. So that is the purpose of your concurrent manager. The reason of having concurrent manager is to make your usage with the concurrent programs very effective and organized. That's the main purpose. So let's come back to our PPT. So you had a idea of the home screen which I showed you, and this is how the screen will look. And one important feature is the multi-org structure. I'll just give you in brief. Suppose there is a company in USA, it has branches across the world in 30 countries. It cannot implement Oracle apps in each of these 30 countries. It need not do it. Okay, it can just one implementation and organize all the working of the other countries under a single head. So you're bringing the multi organizations under one implementation of Oracle apps. That's called multi-org structure. But practically, clients do not go for such a big implementation. They may want to club at most 15 or 10, 8 to 10 or 15 countries within one implementation, because the cost and time involved will be very large. So that is how they implement it. So this picture will help you. Here there is business group. It has its company in USA, Canada, and India. Now, if you need not implement Oracle apps for each one of these countries. Under one head, you can implement, you can manage your general ledgers, inventory, everything separately within the implementation of Oracle apps. That is the feature called multi-org. Okay. So how to define an application user, I showed you practically in your Oracle apps instance. So that is the end of my demo. I just wanted to give you a feel of how the instance looks, how to play around. I hope it was useful to you. Now please ask any questions if you have.